Welcome to 30-second questions, where I share town hall questions you can use to hold your representatives accountable. These are designed for people like me who sometimes have trouble articulating their thoughts in front of a large crowd. And each question can be delivered naturally in under a minute. Afterward, I'll show you a few of the sources I used. I only include a handful with each question to help you begin your own research. For more questions like these, you can find a link to my full database below in the description. You'll also find more than that in my database, including pre-written letters to Congress, an organized Trump timeline, if you will, some reliable news sources, and useful links to organizations where you can get involved and take action. So today's town hall question is about women's concerns. J.D. Vance demeaned non-parents as childless cat ladies and argued that non-parents should have less voting power. Matt Gaetz told a crowd at Turning Point Action that pro-choice supporters looked like a thumb. Doug Wilson called women people that other people come out of. Dr. Oz labeled Americans as under-babied. Erika Kirk told women to have more children than they can afford. And Benny Johnson argued conservatives to outbreed liberals. This rhetoric treats women like political breeding stock. Do you support this agenda? And what will you do to protect reproductive freedom and help families who lack affordable childcare, healthcare, work-life balance, and programs like SNAP? And here are some of my sources below. July 29th, 2021. J.D. Vance's redundant childless cat ladies remark made headlines. In 2024, he doubled down on his cat lady remarks. Obviously, it was a sarcastic comment. I've got nothing against cats. Oh, you're so funny, J.D. Vance. You're so funny. July 28th, 2022, Matt Gaetz mocked abortion rights supporters at Turning Point Action, saying, "Why is it that the women with the least likelihood of getting pregnant are the ones most worried about having abortions? Nobody wants to impregnate you if you look like a thumb." Has he seen himself in the mirror lately? Has he ever looked in the mirror? Which probably explains why he has to pay for it. July 30th, 2025. I'm getting so mad already. Just getting so pissed already. July 30th, 2025. Christian nationalist pastors and influencers pushed pronatalism, telling women to have as many babies as you can afford. As Doug Wilson said, women are the kind of people that people come out of. March 26th, 2026, Benny Johnson told CPAC attendees to outbreed liberals. He said, having children and starting a family is the culture war right there. And he said, because the left, we're gonna just outbreed them. Can I get a witness? Can I get an amen? We're just going to outbreed the left. You ever met a lib? May 10th, 2026, Erika Kirk and her friends kept pushing have more babies than you can afford. July 24th, 2021, during the Future of American Political Economy Conference in Alexandria, Virginia, J.D. Vance asserted that non-parents should not vote. May 12th, 2026, Dr. Oz said 30% of American women are under-babied, saying, "You have to get moms healthy enough to do the most creative thing the universe knows, which is making babies." January 3rd, 2017, I didn't know anything about this until recent. News stories circulated around Make America Made Again. Since I'm not monetized, I'm not sure if I can play this video or not, but the link in my source goes to the only video that I can find where J.D. Vance asserted that non-voters should not be allowed to vote. If you try to look it up in AI or Google, you're not going to find it naturally. You have to use this one source link that I actually found, and it's not even labeled for for J.D. Vance. It's labeled under an article for Jesse Waters, and it's out of Canada. It's recorded, so I will play it, and we'll see if it gets taken down or not.
When you go to the polls in this country as a parent, you should have more power. You should have more of an ability to speak your voice in our democratic republic than people who don't have kids. Let's face the consequences and the reality. If you don't have as much of an investment in the future of this country, maybe you shouldn't get nearly the same voice. Now, people will say, and I'm sure the Atlantic and the Washington Post and all the usual suspects will criticize me about this in the coming days. Well, doesn't this mean that non-parents don't have as much of a voice as parents? Doesn't this mean that parents get a bigger say in how our democracy functions? Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so it's actually him saying that non-parents should have less voting power than parents. So people like me and my husband who can't have kids for reasons which are our own and nobody else's business, especially those who aren't doctors. So, yeah. Okay, well, that's all I have. Thank you for watching. And like I said, if you're interested in more questions like this, I'll leave a link to my database in the description below. All right, take care.